Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay. Well, let's learn English together. Now, first off today, I'd like you all to think about something I said at the end of yesterday's lesson. Do you all know what phrase I'm thinking of? Of course, you can't know, so let me tell you. Towards the end of the lesson, I used the phrase, I'm afraid. Now, we all know the adjective afraid, don't we? Yes, of course we do. If someone is afraid, then that means that they're scared or frightened. If someone is afraid, then they feel scared of something. They feel anxious because of something. Someone might not feel comfortable when they're near a dog. They might always think that dogs are going to bite them. And we can communicate this idea by saying that this person is afraid of dogs. Now, we all know that there are other ways of saying this too. We can say that this person is afraid of dogs, or we can say that this person is scared of dogs. We can also use the adjective frightened to make a similar sentence. This person is frightened of dogs. Now, we can go further and use an adjective which is stronger than scared, afraid, or frightened. We can always use the adjective terrified, which is the same idea, but with the volume turned up to 11. That's all.
This is a top to, what we use on stage, but it's very, very special because if you can see, the numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
and most of
11,
the amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? It's not 10. You see, most blokes, be playing at 10. You're on 10 here, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. You're on 10 on your guitar. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere, exactly. What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
All right. But the adjective terrified is actually much, much stronger than the adjective afraid. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, terrified is probably, 14, probably. Yes, it's that scary. Now, another thing we need to quickly look at is the fact that we normally use the adjective afraid with a preposition, the preposition of. This preposition tells other people what it is that scares us. We use the adjective to say that we're anxious about something, and we add the preposition to tell people what that thing is. So, I can tell you that I'm afraid of monkeys, but I'm not afraid of geese, not even if they snarl at me or sneer at me, like this goose who thinks he's Billy Idol. So, as I already told you, we normally use the adjective afraid in combination with the preposition of. We normally do the same thing with the adjective scared and also the adjective frightened. I'm afraid of elephants. He's scared of cucumbers. They're frightened of clowns. The same thing normally happens with the stronger adjective terrified. We use the preposition of to tell people what it is which makes us anxious. But we don't have to use a preposition with these adjectives. We normally use the preposition of because it's normal that we want to tell people what it is that scares us and makes us feel anxious. But we can just say that we're afraid or scared or frightened or terrified even. In a scary situation, perhaps we don't have to tell people what it is that makes us feel this way. If we're being chased by a zombie dinosaur with a submachine gun, then we don't really need to tell people what we're afraid of, do we? It's pretty obvious. Zombie dinosaurs are scary. And if they're armed with submachine guns, then the scary meter goes up to 11. Okay. So we normally use the preposition, but we don't have to. All right. Now, back to what I wanted to talk about. I'm afraid. Now, in the right situation, this means that I'm telling you what I'm scared of, what frightens me, what makes me feel afraid. But when I used this at the end of the last lesson, I wasn't talking about being scared of anything, was I? No. And this is the other time when we use this combination of words. And now we're not using it as a subject and verb combination, but now this is a phrase. We use it as a set phrase. And we use it to politely introduce the idea of regret or apology. Okay, so who remembers what regret means? Well, we know the verb to regret, don't we? That's when someone feels sad or disappointed because of something they did or didn't do. Say, for example, that you always wanted to travel to the border of Bolivia and Peru to see Lake Titicaca and the famous floating islands. But you always had too much work, and then the kids were in school, and then you got a new job, and then you bought a new car, and you didn't have enough money, and then you had to buy a bigger house, and you couldn't go on holiday for years, and then you woke up one morning and discovered that you were an old man and you didn't feel strong enough to get onto a plane and fly all the way to La Paz and then get onto an old bus and travel for days in the dust just to see a lake with some floating islands. Now, the feeling you're feeling here is regret. You feel sad that you didn't go to Lake Titicaca before you got too old to go. That's regret. And what about apology? Well, to apologize is to say, sorry. When you accidentally step on someone's foot in the lift, you apologize. You say, sorry. When you arrive late, it's polite to apologize, to say sorry for being late. So, what about this phrase, I'm afraid? Well, how did I use it? What was the sentence I said yesterday? I said, I'm afraid that the time has come for us to part. So, all I'm doing is using the phrase I'm afraid to introduce the idea of regret. Unfortunately, we're out of time, and that's something that I regret. I'm introducing the idea of an apology. I'm sorry, but the lesson's over, so we have to leave each other. Now, that's all the phrase means. But did you see that I managed to introduce the same idea with something else? Just now, I used the adverb unfortunately to say the same thing. And then I said I'm sorry and used that phrase to introduce the same idea too. So we know that if we want to deliver, to give, to communicate some bad news, then we can introduce the idea with one of these words or phrases. I'm sorry, unfortunately, or I'm afraid. Great. Now, one thing that I'm not sorry about is that we're now ready to dive once more into the world, the crazy, mad world of the Benchfields. All right, so we're all up to speed. Dave the policeman is explaining to Alfredo why he's in the supermarket. And no, it's not because there's a special offer on chocolate biscuits. No. We got as far as Dave telling Alfredo and the rest of the family. Well, apart from Mary, she's not there. Anyway, never mind about all that. Dave was telling Alfredo and the others that the young lady who started the ball rolling, the young lady who lit the blue touch paper, the young lady who lit the fuse, the young woman who set the chain of events in motion, the young woman who first went to find the security manager, the young woman who told the security manager what she was suspicious of. And let's not forget, this was the action which started the chain of events which ended with Dave coming to the supermarket. Well, this young woman, this young lady, is known to Alfredo. Something which surprised Alfredo. All right, Alfredo, but concentrate for a moment. Listen to me. I have to tell you that your children are connected to the trouble. What? Yes. As I told you earlier, the security manager called the police to ask for assistance because a shopper had told him something. One of the people in the supermarket saw something or heard something, and that shopper went to the security officer's office to tell him, to let him know, to inform him of what she knew. She? Yes. The shopper was a lady. A young lady. Do you want to know who it was? Well, that's a strange question, isn't it? Why do you want to tell me the name of a lady shopper? I mean, okay, I'm happy that someone, a lady shopper, went to the security manager and told him that there was some trouble. Well, I don't know her, do I? Yes, Alfredo, you do. I do. Who is it? Who was it? It is Lizzie. Your daughter, Lizzie. Eh? What? Eh? What do you mean? So, does that scene ring any bells? Yes, you're right, it does. So now, let's catch up with the family and see how they react to this bombshell. What? Eh? What? What? When? Who? What? Lizzie? Yes, Dad. Lizzie? Elizabeth? Lizzie? Yes, Dad. Lizzie? Is this true? Of course it's true, Dad. Yes, of course it's true, Alfredo. What do you take me for? I'm a policeman. I'm not allowed to lie. And besides, I don't lie. Well, maybe a little white lie now and then, but that's all. Yes, I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to upset you. Obviously, I know that you're a policeman and that you don't lie. No, I was just very, very surprised. In fact, I was more than surprised. I was shocked, and I still can't believe it. So, Lizzie, tell me again. You are the one, the young lady Dave was talking about. You're the young lady who went to find the security manager. You, my daughter, my eldest daughter, you're the one who started the ball rolling. You're the one who set this chain of events in motion. Yes, Dad, it was me. I don't know what's so shocking about it. I'm not a kid anymore. Yes, I know. I know that you're getting bigger and older with every day that passes, but, well, I still didn't expect you to turn into a female Sherlock Holmes at your age. What about you lot? What have you lot got to say about this? Wicked. Sorted. Well done, Lizzie. Everyone at school's going to be jealous when they hear how you called the police. Yes, I think it's great too. Well done, Lizzie. Tim? What? Well, aren't you going to say anything to your sister? Aren't you going to congratulate her? I don't think that Tim wants to congratulate me, Dad. After all that's happened, I don't actually think Tim wants to even talk to me. Do-gooder, meddling in other people's business, grass, sticking your oar in where it's not wanted, poking your nose in where it's not required. What? Why not? Tim, what are you muttering about? Stop speaking for a moment, will you? I'm trying to hear what Lizzie's got to say. I think you'd better ask Dave, Dad. Wow, this is all a bit cloak and dagger, but okay, Dave, can you shed some light on all of this? I'm starting to get confused again. Why doesn't Tim want to congratulate Lizzie? Do you know? Yes, Alfredo, I think I do. Well, come on then, spit it out. What possible reason can Tim have for not congratulating his sister? She's just helped the police. She's just helped the supermarket security manager. She's just helped the supermarket. Why doesn't Tim want to congratulate her? Well, Alfredo, it's like this. And we're out of time. Oh, blimey! What a time for the end of the lesson to come around! Just as we're on the edge of our seats, just as we're on the verge of finding out what it is that's really going on, just as we're about to find out what's behind the mystery, just as we're about to find out, to discover, to learn what has been going on behind the scenes, old Father Time comes in and waves a finger at us, telling us that it's time to finish for the day. Oh, floppy disks. Oh well. Never mind. The milk has been spilt and now it's up to us to clean it up with a damp cloth. That's a damp cloth, people. Don't try to use your eyebrows. Eyebrows aren't very good at cleaning spilt milk. I tried it once. What a mess. Milk everywhere, a broken nose, a face covered in milk. It was a complete disaster. So, damp cloth? Yes. Eyebrows? Yes, but leave them on your face. Don't let the beautician steal your basic facial hair. And whatever you do, don't try to clean up the mess using your eyebrows. All right, people, it's time for us to go. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. I'm afraid that the lesson has come to an end. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and we'll unfold the last hidden pieces of the Benchfield shopping saga, which turned into some sort of Scooby-Doo mystery. All right, gang, have fun. Have coffee, and if you've got some spare time, check out the website, the one with all the K's and things, www.mediaclick.hu. I'll see you all tomorrow. See you later. Bye.